All right, what's up, folks? How's everybody doing out there today? I hope you were doing well. Give me 1 minute. So, like I said, hold on. We continue to move forward. We continue to progress. Um, I'll probably do another one, saying the world records, but I mean, I don't even know where we're at. I think we're at like 335 world records or something crazy. Um, Again, did another lift today that was just absolutely amazing. Um, like I said, it's incredible, man. I mean, I don't know if folks is really paying attention. Oh, and it's so awesome because they just told me, hold up. So yeah, like I said, absolutely amazing. Merry Christmas to everyone. They just told me that the video was perfect. Awesome, man. I'm very happy to hear that because I tried to make sure I did a good job on it for real. And that's because I actually care, I want to make sure that I'm helping people. You know what I mean? Um, that's all it's about for me. I want to make sure that people know whatever whatever you ask me to do, I'm going to do a good job. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, they were very happy with their video. So that's awesome. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. While folks is sleeping on me, we're here building new. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. That's how Batman move. Every time they sleeping on me, right? Every time, hell, that's how everything has happened. You know what I mean? Real talk. That's how this whole country got built by my ancestors. You understand? Real talk. Every time they sleeping on me, I'm making another move. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. While they not doing anything, while they don't know how to progress, we making business moves. We expand it. We build them. You understand? Like I said, folks ain't even close. It's not even comparable. It never was at any point. There was never any comparison. You know what I mean? So, like I said, look at them world records. You understand? Look at them. What is up? What is going on, homie? You feel me? Oh my goodness. Eh, you gotta respect hard work, brother. You know what I mean? That goes for anybody. I mean, so yeah, like I said, it's absolutely incredible, bro. You know what I mean? Everything is coming together. In my opinion, everything is working out. We just got to keep it pushing, man. Like I said, like, come on. We need people to get involved. We need people to donate, show your support, right? Like I said, we're doing everything all across the board over here. You know what I mean? Um, just pay attention. Pay attention to everything that I got going on. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's opportunities and everything for everybody here. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about it because, like I said, that puts me around. I think it's like $516. So I'm super happy about that. Real talk. That's good. So we just got to keep on pushing forward. And that's the thing. Like, whenever I get, you know, like, whenever I'm doing business, right? Whenever I get like anything like that, right? Like, it's a major milestone. And I know how to handle everything appropriately in the right way now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to be patient. You do. You got to be patient and you got to let it come together the right way. And that's the thing. I just want to make sure that people are, happy with everything I'm doing and what I got going on. You know what I mean? Because it's real. That's the thing. People talk about these Masons. They talk about these different individuals that they want to promote. There's always a favorite. Like I said, it's just like with David Goggins. Basically, that's the lane I'm in now, to be honest, because, we're in a different class. We're moving differently. You know what I mean? But anytime I do business, like anybody, if I got a customer, I got a client for anything, any service I'm offering, anything I'm doing, I'm gonna make sure that, they're completely happy. You know what I mean? Because that's how you got to do business. And I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of you businesses could learn from me and learn that. Real talk. Like, you go out your way to make sure the customer is happy because the customer is always right. Feel me? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, I told you folks every single time, right, that the devil is concerned about my success and my blessings, right? Every single time, right? With any of that stuff, God just gonna bless me more. And look, I just got blessed some more. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, we'll end up having, repeat customers. We doing business over here for real. Like I said, we'll end up having people come back. We'll want more videos. We'll want different videos. That's it. Customized videos, $25, 100%. 100%. You know what I mean? These folks have done everything to stop everything I've been building. All right. Like I said, clearly corporate America and these folks feel some way about you doing business and conducting business. Clearly, at all. Clearly, they don't want to see us make a dime. So I'm inclined to make as much money as possible now. That's the thing. Everything is financial right now behind the scenes outside of what I'm doing. I do it all across the board, everything at the same time. You know how hard that is? You know how impossible what I do every day is? That's what people don't want to give me the credit for. And they know it. This ain't easy. Hell no, it ain't easy. It ain't easy, all across the spectrum, all across the board, doing an amazing job with everything. It's not easy. I'm pressed for time a lot too, like I'm on a schedule. I got things I got to do. So, like I said, very happy with it. Very excited. You know what I mean? And that's it. I'll let it be, and we keep on moving forward. So, like I said, it's Christmas time. Come on, where's that Christmas charity at? That's what I want to know. Like Southern hospitality, baby. Where are them Christmas donations? Come on. Come on. Oh, you knew Batman was going to come out for them Christmas donations. Look at what they do in Austin when they got South by Southwest. That's the only way they make all their money to sustain all them bars for the rest of the year. Oh, it's a cute little orange cat. It's two cats. I love orange cats. Look like Garfield. Garfield. I used to love watching me some Garfield, man. Garfield, because me and Garfield both love lasagna. We always had that in common. I don't know what it was, but I always loved lasagna. That was like my favorite thing all time. I could understand why Garfield loved lasagna. Lasagna is amazing when it's made right. Olive Garden do a pretty good job with their lasagna. Sometimes the cooks can't really cook that well, so it'd be a little bit on the crispy side. But sometimes they make it right. It's supposed to be soft, supposed to have a good texture. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're gonna build a restaurant. We're gonna get everything going. You know what I mean? One step at a time, baby. One step at a time. You know, that's what people don't get. I'm in no rush. I'd like to, I'd like things to move along. I just want to get this money right now because I know the more money I get, the better everything gets for me. You know what I mean? It's all because of God, though. Things get better because of God, not because of money. Make sure you remember that. That's a fact. That's true. But like I said, God wants, us to make money. He wants us to succeed. He wants us to have it all and do well. He just want to make sure that we don't get too comfortable. And I already got that lesson taught to me. I already got that program to me. That ain't going nowhere. But I deserve to have some comfort, man. Work hard as hell. I deserve to, that's what I want. I need money, man. I need funds. Every day I need help. Every day I need support. We need financial backing 100% because that's how we're going to build this. And what they don't want to talk about and don't get is how good I actually am at managing money because I'm an empath. You understand how good I am at doing this? Because, like I said, this whole time I'm making moves. That's the thing. It's not like all these other folks. Most people, they just get their money and they spend it and throwing away on nonsense and buying stuff, all the same thing, right? Because that's all they know how to do. They don't know how to create. You feel me? They don't know how to produce. But me, all I do is produce. You know what I mean? They taught me the lessons quick. I've learned everything. I've listened to everything God taught me. You want to succeed, be a creator and learn how to produce. That's why we're producing. You understand? I don't care what it is. We'll produce whatever you need. Actually, we produce results over here. We produce changed lives for the better. We're building people, right? And teaching you the right way to go. And that's the thing. These folks know this is a business. You understand? Just like they know who I am. They know all about me. We got to make our money. This is a business. I mean, that made my Christmas. They don't understand. Maybe that made my day when they told me that they looked at my business as an inspiration. And I can see why looking at it because it's like I set world records almost every day. I do the impossible over and over. I display my strength every day. I don't do it to prove a point. I do it because it's what I love doing. That's what people don't get. I do it because it's what need to happen. I do it because I'm pushing myself because I got to make sure that I'm ahead of the game no matter what. You understand? Because of what my job is. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I'm doing like 8 careers at once, like 10 careers at once. You got to recognize and pay homage. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? Real talk. Folks got to recognize, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm always here. Whatever you need, just holler and let me know. And we'll go from there, man. And I got no problem making sure that folks are happy. You know what I mean? So I work hard, bro. I want to get good results. I'm all with this motivational speaking stuff because it's my route, it's my lane, and I've known it for a long time that I'm good at it. You know, I can motivate. And I got that from my father. I got that from my dad, and I got that from God because God, had my father instill that work ethic in me and that drive and determination. I didn't have it. My dad is the reason I have it. Remember that. He's the one who had it. I didn't have it. He had to teach it to me. You know what I mean? And he'd be disappointed too when like I didn't want to go out and practice baseball or you know what I'm saying? And that's what really got me going. And it really worked, man. I can't thank my father enough. Really. I can't thank my father enough, man. Like real talk. It's incredible. He did a lot for me. You know what I mean? So I love my dad. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But like I said, we're gonna stay humble. So just stay humble, stay focused. We're gonna keep on pushing, and over time, I'm hoping and I believe that we could do this. But we got to get the paper. We got to stack. We got to get people, being a part of this and participating. It's all in the hands of the public. Y'all can help me do this, man. Let's go. Let's get this money. Get 5, 10 G's. I'll run up to Austin, do it up there, right? And then, if I have to come back or whatever, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Like, I think if I get up there and I get this going, I think it'll carry, bro. It'll work. I'll make it work. Like I do everything. You know what I mean? But again, it's not a very feasible city financially, and I'm not going to go up there and waste all my money either. That's the thing. So I got to figure it out. But that's the thing. I'd probably go up there and use a short time period to try to figure it out. I need more money, man. You know what I mean? Like 10 G's really ain't even enough. That's what I realized. But we'll try. I'm just trying to do my best, doing God's will. But yeah, we need funds, man. Funding is what's going to do this. I'm not trying to do this only here forever, bro. I'm trying to expand this, man. I've traveled all over the country. I like to move around. Like, I want to do this. I want to do this in all these different places. And I want to see people's reactions when they tripping, when they see Batman come through on a bat pod or whatever it is, anything electric, whatever. You know what I mean? I want to see their reaction when they seeing the real Batman at work, and realize this is his real career. He's not even playing out here. He's for real. Like, yeah, I don't pretend. I don't pose, bro. This is real. Everything I do is real. Like I said, that's why we do the training, because I got to make sure I'm ahead of everybody. I just have to be the best. You're the great Sam Gerard. Yes, I am. And you always have to win. Yes, I do. We'll be back.